This is an introduction for our solution designed to expose gaps between allocation and usage for IT infrastructure resources, for mitigating risk mainly on data recovery and service availability. We'll cover the main topics of Correlata based on feedback we've gotten from customers in a recent live demo. Let's start with the 4 areas that we'd most likely follow on a daily basis. These are business alignments, investment efficiency, compliance and regulations, and risk analysis. These are the main topics that are really critical to today's modern IT infrastructure environments. In the business alignment section, we'll cover how the IT infrastructure and services are deployed and allocated to different parts of the organization. We'll determine which parts of the IT and services are aligned to the business metrics, which resources are over-aligned, and which resources are under-aligned. In other words, our real goal is to figure out if we're providing the right resources to the right area or applications in the environment. Digging down into a specific area, we can focus on specific applications like billing, CRM, and ERP, and check the alignment based on different areas of the organization. Here we see the availability and data protection. To the right, the computing and storage resources alignment, how we're aligned between what we're providing in the organization as we try to match business needs. Returning to the dashboard, we'll look at the investment efficiency section. This is where we identify the total investments in main areas like storage, network, and servers. We identify the total cost of the resources and their allocation in order to identify which part of the IT is available for future use. We can compare the in-use and the allocated sections in order to identify which parts of the allocated IT resources and services are not being used as we search for and identify orphan devices, misconfigurations, and connectivity issues. This enables us, of course, to be more efficient in using allocated resources. Now, let's jump into investment availability. We see that we can display here different areas of investments. You can see the computing investment, starting with the total investments, which part of it is allocated and which part is in use. On servers, on storage, on availability, on data protection. This way, we can identify investments, current usage, and availability for future use. In the compliance and regulation section, we check business metrics and determine whether they're compliant or not. The customer would provide key indicators in their infrastructure environment, and Correlata identifies whether they're compliant according to these requirements. In the risk analysis section, we'll cover 2 main topics. The first is data recovery risk, and the second is availability risk. We check to see whether there's risk in the way we can recover data in the future, taking into consideration data corruption, server failures, or disk failures, in order to ensure that customers will be able to recover data anytime should the need arise. Under availability risk, we identify any risk created by a single failure that could bring down the server or the application. These are the 4 metrics that are updated daily, based on the status of the environment. In the center of the dashboard, we see historical information that can be updated with any information in the organization. Because the information is updated daily, trends are easily identified. On the right, we see a map where we can visualize each site. You can also see the consolidated view, but also the status based on specific data related to each individual site. At the bottom, we see the top 4 IT compliance metrics and whether they're compliant or not. These are the main metrics for our customer. On the right, we have the IT changes. This section helps ensure that the IT is stable in areas like servers, storage, backup, network, and so on. Here, we can see, over time, whether there are a lot of changes happening or the IT environment is generally stable. It provides a lot of valuable insight into what we need to change in order to provide stability for the IT infrastructure.